Hello class. We are going to work with file reading, parsing, and now error handling. But before we do that, I want to take you on a visual representation or virtual trip to the circus. Some people don't like the circus because of the way the animals are treated. But you might have seen this, a trapeze act. And that is where the people fly through the air and do circles, and, I guess not circles, but somersaults, and they get caught on another bar. But what happens if they try to swing from here to here and they miss? The net will catch them, breaking their fall so they don't get hurt. So they try something and the net is a safety net to catch them. Coding has something very similar to it. And I want to introduce you to the try statement. So notice in Python you can do try colon, and then underneath it is things you want to attempt. And if they work, great. But if something goes wrong during the try, and that's any line of code up to the exception. So anything between this gray highlighted area, between the try, and I call it a catch, but it's really exception, will be caught by this exception handler. So let me show you an example. This file is intentionally spelt wrong. The file does not exist. So when I run it, it will not be able to open that file, and we're going to get an error. And you can see we get general error, error NO2, no file or directory, file sampler2, file sampler.txt. Let's go down to the catch. What happened was we attempted to open this file. The file did not exist. Instead of continuing to drop down like Python has done, it actually comes down to the catch, and we print out general error, and Python comes with a error variable that tells you what's wrong. So you have to code exception, except exception as error. So you can just copy and steal this code. Error is a variable that contains what the error message is, and you can clearly see it is this right here. Right here. Now I'm going to fix that. Then we're going to cause another error to happen. I'm going to come up here and change that to sample. Then what I'm going to do is come over to the text file we've been using, and I'm going to put X there. Same 5 rows, 3 columns, but can 42500X be converted to a float? And the answer is no. What happens is we open the file, we read the file, strip out the new line, output the headings. The first record is not blank, so we enter in and we attempt to pull out the first name, last name, and we pull out the salary, and we put into a string. We're going to error out here because we know 42500X cannot be converted to a float. Instead of continuing down, the code is going to come down to the exception as error. Error is a variable that Python sets to tell you what went wrong up here, and we'll be right here. So let's run the code. And we'll say OK. And we get the error saying general error could not, this is right here highlighted, is what is found inside the error object, the ERR. Could not convert string to float 400x. So now it tells us what the error is, which is really, really nice. So we'll fix it in a moment, but all you have to do is do a try and a colon and indent all the code you want to have error handling. And then you write the exception handler. You can copy this code in its entirety and use it. Remember I told you what case stands for, C-A-S-E, copy and steal everything else. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to hit File, Save. I'm going to come over here and run. And it's gorgeous. Everything works perfectly.